Good day. Welcome to News for Sure. Today we're just going to try and cover another section, which I've taken a different look in terms of who is Cedric Gabinda, the Chief of Staff, a mastermind of the whole thing, or it's a revenge gone wrong. So I'm going to try and do a deep analysis and manipulation of betrayal, unraveling. I think by far this could be the biggest political scandals. I think the reason why I'm saying this thing is that I'm observing what is currently happening on the ad hoc committee and with what Minister Mkhunu is playing, as well as the video evidence that has been shown there. So we all know that Gabinda is currently being suspended. He has also complained that he's being raided. Um, what then? What is the center of all this? It's the letter that the minister wrote on the 31st of December 2024. That's the letter that remains center to the minister's suspension, basic Minister Mkhunu's suspension. It appears as if now, through minister, is saying that he had instructed the chief of staff to send that letter to the General of Police, which is General Masimula, and the suspended person. What I'm going to try to do with this presentation is I'm merely trying to expand. This is what you're going to see. This is just not just political, but it appears to be a revenge because why will Minister Mkhunu tell Gabinda and Gabinda agreed to record General Mkhwana's, where else General Mkhwana's has disclosed that they share a very deep relationship, between a long relationship between him and Gabinda. So, and then he shared a lot of information. So now we don't know what's the real reason why Gabinda is behaving the way he's behaving. But I'm just going to explore his controversial past within the IPID, as well as also we look whether is he really a manipulator? Is it always where he's involved? It always involves the ministers and then also I'm just gonna try and explore. These are all my analysis where I'm trying to explore in terms of the this so-called revenge plot that I am formulating. Remember, these are the things that I'm formulating based on my analysis of the information. So we need to look at him, the pattern of manipulation at the IPID. I know sometimes people may have heard Jerem Kwanas also testifying where this guy, the chief of staff, used to work before. And we also heard in his press conference, he also said. So, but in IP, it appears that he ended up having this huge feud, hatred for McBride, basically. But then also we don't show what is it that has gone wrong. So we look at those things where Kwanas also touched about the allegation why he ended up leaving IPID that he remain questionable with his surrounding friends, and then also that it appears not to be having a backbone. Now, what we must remember, do you remember the name Captain KGB? Yes, yes, Captain KGB. Morris Shabalala. Yes, that's the case. As a police officer, the captain, the case was being uh, investigated by Gabinde, basically. So we can see what happens in this case. The case Gabinde is in 2018, the IPID investigator, high profile cases, high profile, remember that. Case was set, and Kabinde contacted Chabalala's attorney directly, claiming that the call that Chabalala's case was politically motivated. Judiciary outcome: the court found that Kabinde has misled the court by removing himself from the case. Basically, aftermath of that, IPID confirmed that Kabinde's interference may lead to a conviction of convicted criminal to be released on bail. So that means Kabinde did not handle himself well there. That's the headline. Legal issues around that. You can see that what really has happened. So all this it is we're trying to approach to point out a picture of Kabinde, how does he behave, basically. What happened with McBride? McBride, remember, guys, the case of McBride, that his neighbor was opening a case against McBride because McBride was disciplining his son? Yeah, that's the strange case. Ne? So, but anyway, there was that tension that took place. Um, Kabinde again is in the center of a story where the minister ended up choosing to side with McBride, basically. So again, Minister of Police is involved, basically. Um, so now he also claimed that he's a victim. Now, what did he do? He went on a press conference and say he's a victim. People wants to arrest him and what have you not. Guys, I'm not painting that the guilt and everything, but I'm just trying to analyze the pattern that we've seen with Nkabinde, or certain things that you may not seen. Now, when we look now on Mkhunu, because we're trying to see now the Minister of Police is Mkhunu. Now we see the same pattern that now Mkhunu makes him a chief of staff, and now he happened to be in a center, like the phone call conversation with Mkhwanazi, and we now know that Minister said you must record Mkhwanazi when he says this, because Mkhwanazi was feeling that because Minister Mkhunu was feeling as if Mkhwanazi was threatening him, basically. Now, we look at his history being on his jobs. Basically, we heard what Mkhwanazi said about him. Basically, he said, "You know what? Um, that how the relationship of Kabinde became close between Kabinde and Mkhunu." He says it backdates during the time of the premier time, when Mkhunu was still a premier and Nkabinde was working for IPID. So that's the invitation. They met up with McBride. The story is long, but Mkhwanazi did narrate to the story. Hence, I've actually shared the presentation for you guys so that you can see. Now, when we look at now the real center of chaos, this is the disbandment of the PKTT. You know, who's on the center of it? It's Cedric Kabinde. But then now, um, who is the mastermind around this? I'm saying that it's him who's the mastermind around this, because there's a lot of information that it flows every time that information moves from one place to another. Kabinde's name comes to the picture. We can look at also at the strategic impact of that. I'm not going to read. Number 3, I'm saying, is he a mastermind or revenge? So when we see that, when these things begins, you see now he first turned where Mkhwanazi is shooting straight. He declares his relationship. Then he talks about Nkabinde, how Nkabinde will have been a downfall of Minister Mkhun. Now, he says that um, from where I'm sitting, the information, the PKTT, you know what, once if you take information, you have a conversation with the person whom you trust, and then you record that conversation and you take it to another person whom that person also trusts you. So the two people that actually that you are in between them, they ended up um having to argue and fight about this thing. So we can say that Nkabinde is the root cause of Mkonu's downfall. So uh this could be a pattern. This is me. I could be seeing this thing that, you know what, every time he had to leave Gabinde, I'm thinking that Gabinde wanted to cause havoc across all the police, the ministers, and everything. So I believe that by him having an influence over Minister Mkhunu, then he find that is a an ideal to use Mkhunu against all his other fights that he wanted to do. So that's what I see here. Turning to his matter, you see, Mkhwanazi did explain that Kabinde is a questionable character. Do you understand? And because he even makes mention at one time where he was invited, he went to the minister's house for a cup of tea and they sat there and then they came back. You understand? So I think for me, you can see that when every time when Gambin opened his mouth, I think it shows that he never understood Mkhun, basically. So that's when then I will feel that he's putting Mkhunu under the bus. I mean, all the raids and everything that are currently happening, that are currently being done by the police, and then it's going out on media. Allow the police to do their job. If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to hide. As simple as that. Now, if we were to compare, basically, in the past, he says that he framed suspension attempt to silence the whistleblower. Now he claims that he will bring very valuable information to the commission. That is on his press conference. We see now that the pattern is similar. He presented himself as this is a person that is going to expose corruption. That's back then in 2018. But then now in the position, he's saying now that he's the one that understands the truth, who knows where the letter, how did the letter he sent through. Now, also, claims that Robert McBride is running dirty tricks with the campaign and now in this instance, his behavior has made people to think that Mkhunu, Minister Mkhunu, is linked to the criminal underworld. So when you do a comparative analysis of Kabinde and what we are accusing him on, we will see that is in this pattern, you'll see that he has self-positioned himself, uh, and then he also had ignored all the possible oversight system that should be there if you are a public servant. We looked at the uh, IPID. While is it IPID? This is what he accused. Uh, he's misled the court on the Shabalala case. And also, he also conducted the lawyers improperly. We'll see what Okumala and them, the information that they're going to bring. But they had a very reasonable reasons to believe that Kabinde was also in contact with the underworld figures. So, yeah. So that's the issue about him there. But then now when you look currently with the Minister of Police, is saying now disband the PKTT, create an alternative investigation protocols, and you will see what we're trying to do here. We're trying to just compare because at one time uh, in his past, he had to be found by the court that he cannot be seen as a reliable witness. His credibility was in question. Basically, that's my notes. These are my notes, basically. Yes. So, so I can easily say now to you guys that um for for you to understand um Cedric Abinde, you need to look at the court findings on the Captain KGB case. You need to look at the IPID internal findings on Kabinde. These are investigative reports that IPID has around that, and you can listen to Kwanazi's testimony. And then also in his own view, he also looked at, also did a lot of press briefing section. So now, what what we wanted was to give you a different view of our take when it comes to this Cedric Abinde, the chief of staff. It's not because we have an agenda against him, but I think it's very important that as people, we must just analyze the person and see who is this person. The fact that there is an adverse finding against him by a court of law, it means that indeed that the guy could be the weakest link in that may lead to Mkono's downfall. I thank you guys. I hope you will enjoy this brief analysis.